That was a moment of silence to one of the greatest actors ever in the history of American television and film. Today, I thought I'd get on here and pay tribute to Robert Duvall. I was going to do it like the day after it was announced that he passed away, but I couldn't come up with the right words to say, and I figured I'd go ahead and do it now. On this piece of paper, I wrote down some movies that I remember seeing him in, and one of his TV shows that he's well recognized for. Well, it's technically a miniseries, but anyway. One film I did not know that he was in, but I've seen it, was To Kill a Mockingbird. That came out in 1962. I was like, oh man, I didn't even know he was in there. I remember watching that movie back in high school in 9th grade English. My teacher was playing that movie and we had to watch it and take notes for like a quiz type thing. But it was a good movie. I'm trying to remember what scene he was in, but it's been a while, so I haven't seen the whole movie. But here's the movies I do remember him being in. True Grit, 1969 with John Wayne. He was one of the bad guys that grabbed the lady that hired John Wayne, and he started charging at them guns a-blazing. And he was in the 72 movie Joe Kidd with Clint Eastwood. He was the guy that hired Clint Eastwood to help him track down Buffalo, but in reality he was actually looking for a Mexican cartel gang that Robert Duvall wanted to take it really seriously and lock up all of his people and make them suffer just so he would come out. Clint Eastwood had to help him defeat him. But in 1990, he was in a movie with Tom Cruise called Days of Thunder. And I thought that was a good character for him, being a retired NASCAR builder, but it was brought back to help build a car for Tom Cruise's character. That was a fun movie to watch, by the way. Then in 2003, he was in a movie called Gods and Generals, playing General Robert E. Lee, which was a prequel to the movie Gettysburg with Martin Sheen playing General Lee. And the only way to tie those films together is because they got one guy playing the same character, basically, in both films. And that was the guy that was in Dumb and Dumber. Jeff Daniels. The same year, he starred in one of my favorite Western films with Kevin Costner, Open Range, Boss Sherman. And I loved how he took that shotgun of his and blowed down the jail door and shot that mean old Irish man who was running the town because he didn't like free grazes. And then in 2007, he starred in a movie alongside Mark Wahlberg and Joaquin Phoenix called We Own the Night. I remember when this movie came on TV, I watched it with my dad, where basically he's playing their dad, also chief of police, and Mark Wahlberg's playing like a detective cop under him, and Joaquin Phoenix is the other son that runs a nightclub until things get out of hand with one drug dealer guy, and he ends up joining the cops to get him out of there. But then the miniseries that I was talking about, him being known for, is Lonesome Dove. I have it right here in my movie collection, but I haven't watched it yet, but I'm thinking about doing it later. Robert Duvall was 95 years old when he passed away on his farm in Virginia. And if you're a huge fan of Robert Duvall, I would highly recommend going back and watching all of his movies and the shows that he was in. Because I looked up his filmography on Wikipedia, and it showed that he also was in episodes of Outer Limits, Route 66, The Fugitive, and some other well-known shows. So if you haven't seen them already, go check them out. Robert, you always acted like a tough guy in some of your films, and you wouldn't take no crap from anybody. Makes you seem like a really cool dude in my book. May you rest in peace.